Hi everyone, welcome back to the Belinda Norm podcast. And for today's episode, I am doing a very, very special interview with my good friend and
Yay.
musician, up and coming musician, SHAMIM. She is amazing. I've known her since university, so we've been friends for a long time. We have quite a lot of mutual friends as well. And she started her musical journey, which I would love to talk to her about and just go right into. But before we do that, SHAMIM, please can you introduce yourself, say who
Yeah.
you are and what you do.
Hello, everyone. My name is Shamim Nalule. I'm 27. I am doing music. I am up and coming artist from the UK, London. And yeah, I'm just here to chat with Belinda.
Yeah, she's taken time of her day to come and talk to me and talk to you guys as well. So I'm going to go straight to the questions and I'm going to start all the way from the beginning, Shamim. So
Mm,
I want to know, when did you start your music career? Because I've known you for a long time, so I don't know,
yeah,
when did you start?
doing music. Well, I've always had a huge interest and passion for music, and I've always wanted to do it professionally. It's a passion of mine and a great love of mine. So I thought, before I turned 25, to just give it a go and see how it goes. Yeah, and so far so good, thank God.
Oh,
Um,
great.
yeah, I'm happy about the progress. Yes, basically.
So what really inspired you to start in the beginning? Because I know you just said that you've always had it, but was there a point where in your life where it kind of just pushed you, gave you more of a reason to start it?
Mm. Yeah, well, to be honest, I've been in and out of like certain jobs. After uni, it gets very confusing as to what you want to do next. But life is about trial and error. So just try one thing. If it fails, try another. And ever since I was at an impressionable age, I just wanted to pursue what I loved. And I used to go to auditions, school shows. You know just to see and give myself an opportunity where if something can happen for me. But I am an independent artist. I decided to try myself and give myself that opportunity and work with amazing and talented people. And the journey is definitely challenging and it is hard work, but it's definitely fulfilling for me.
Is there anyone in your family who has a passion for music as well, or is it just you,
Just
or is
me.
there anyone else? It's just
Yeah.
you.
Oh no, not just me. I think we're all talented and creative in different ways. Like one of my sisters does my hair, the other one does designing for my outfits and my music videos. And when you see that, one of my sisters did my hair, and one of my sisters designed my outfits. And also, yeah, my mum and dad do a little bit of singing. And
Hmm.
yeah, I have another sister of mine who sings quite well too. So yeah, I think it's in the family maybe.
How did you get onto this career? So did you have a plan in place to say oh, okay, I'm gonna perform here and get myself exposed, or I have a plan. This is where I'm gonna do my music. Did you have some sort of a strategy of how you're gonna get there, or did you know people who already was in the music industry that helped you along the way? What was your planning stage?
Yeah, I mean, I do want. I am planning, and one of my goals is to do a live show to get people, my supporters, to come and see me live. So that's one of my goals as well. And it is really straightforward with the whole thing. You just have to have a vision. It's as much as it is straightforward to record and release music, is also, it comes with its challenges. Like, for example, you have to really have a form of connection and network, in regards to a producer, a studio, just have a team that you actually trust, and, people that are willing to, come along and make something great happen together. So, definitely, I have worked with amazing people, and I'm still on a search to work with more amazing people. And you can never do it alone. That's one thing.
Mm.
You always need people to help you and come along and add their ideas to yours, and together make something great. Actually, talking about, did anyone reach out in terms of helping, yes. My videographer, who is amazing, we went to the same college also. We've been friends, good, really good friends for a very long time. So yeah, he literally said, "Shamim, what are you doing with your music? Come on, go to the studio, do a song, let's record a music video." And it's always amazing to have such friends that literally see the best in you and want you to strive in life and do the best and achieve your dreams. And thank God that I have such amazing people around me. So yes, I guess, including my sisters and Maria Williams. Yeah, great team.
So what kind of people are you looking for to add to your team? Is it like just finding someone who mesh really well with you, like their work ethic? Like what kind of person would you like to be part of your team? What does building a team look like for a musician?
Oh my goodness. Because I am independent and the budget is all on me, and everyone that is, assisting and helping is because they have a passion for it as much as I am, and they are upcoming as well. But it gets costly and also a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of stress. So you really have to be willing to sacrifice and, achieve your goals in knowing that it's not going to be easy. What I'm looking for, I'm not looking for anybody at the moment. Right now, I'm quite happy and content with my team. I'm always searching, obviously, to collaborate with other artists and, get in touch with directors and stuff. So I'm open-minded in obviously, finding new, concepts and ideas for creative productions. So yes, but currently I'm not looking, but I am open.
What are some of the most challenging things that you've experienced so far, so early in your career? Like obviously building a team and,
Yeah.
getting those people and the costly and everything. But besides all of that, is there anything that you're just like, okay, this is very difficult and I will overcome it, but I was never told about this kind of thing and now you're learning about it now.
In understanding that everything takes time, from the,
Hmm.
writing a song, searching for, a producer that is, intertwined with your vision and working together. Like everything takes time, creating relationships, building relationships, abstaining relationships with people that you work with. It's important to never burn bridges. That's what I have learned. Yeah. I've learned that you meet people, you don't get on for some reason, but you just maintain that relationship. Maybe you need a break from each other for like maybe 2 months or 2 years or God knows forever, but don't burn that bridge. Just maintain the relationship and have a great way of understanding through communication. So that was one of the challenges, is to kind of like balance, when you feel like you're working with someone who doesn't really understand or take something serious. So yeah, and I'm a lady too, and I feel like you need to really stand your ground in wanting to achieve stuff and actually get into the results. So yeah, I mean, I haven't kind of come across, difficulty, but I have come across lessons in knowing that if something does happen that requires my response, I should, take a second and just calm down and, approach it in a way that is, um, you know, professional, basically, and not be so
Yeah.
emotional
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
found that challenges, especially when I was coming out with my first single, a lot was going on. I cried a lot of tears. I wasn't really particularly happy with the with how things were going, but I persevered and I endured. And the song was out, and I was happy with it. So yeah, but people don't really know the behind the scenes. The behind the scenes is very,
Yeah.
very, very different to the final result. So people should appreciate the art, to be honest,
Mm.
because there's a lot of hard work. There's a lot of hard work. There's a lot of stress, a lot of things and in betweens that people don't really know. So yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I will get into the behind the scenes very, very soon.
Mm.
But I want to go and talk about your songs, which you've released. Three of them you've made so far. That's right? Yeah.
Yes, three.
Yes,
Three.
there's three of them.
Yeah.
So I want to go through each and every one of them and the meaning behind them, if that's okay. So I want to go with your first one, which is option and priority. So
Mm.
what does this song mean? What's the meaning behind it? Like when you were writing it, what was the emotion that came out? Like what is this the meaning of the song?
So the idea I was trying to convey to my listeners was I am always um, a priority and not an option. And to kind of put somebody before you, puts you in a position of compromise. And, we're not created to be selfish individuals, but sometimes you just need to put yourself first, take care of yourself, and be in a position where you can actually be good to others, or, you know, so the song particularly was about me saying, I put you first, I made you a priority, and I put myself an option. And this is the result. I'm not happy with how things are, and so it's time for me to move on and find my happy place again. And so I have to say goodbye to a situation because it's about time that that dynamic changed. It's about time I put myself first, and so that was it, really. Just it's about putting yourself first, really. Yeah.
I love that. I love the messaging behind it. And I think a lot more songs should be like that because I feel like a lot of artists, like big ones, they just, I mean, you know how the music scene is. They either just talk about sex or drugs and partying,
Mm,
and I'm talking about a lot with male rappers and singers. Females, they do this. Some females do the same as well, and some also talk about what you're talking about, which is all like putting yourself first and taking care of yourself and not letting someone else go before you. But I think we need to push that message a lot more and a lot further to reach to younger girls, which I think I love seeing you doing. So I
yeah.
love that message, and I
Yes.
know that was your first song ever. How
Yes, it
how was the
was.
release of that song?
Oh, it was so exciting. It was so exciting. I don't know what I was expecting, um, but it was exciting, and I was open to whatever reception it had because, bearing in mind it was my first single, I didn't really know what to expect, but it was great. It was a great reception. It was exciting to say the least, and I was very happy I made that choice and brought out my first song. And I didn't really particularly care if people liked it or not because at the end of the day, it was about what I thought. And looking back, obviously, there's always room for improvement, but I loved it, and I still do. And yes, options and priority. Actually, it's called option and priority.
So let's move on to your second song, which is Intentional, which came out after Option and Priority.
Mm.
And what does, I can kind of guess what intentional means, like the meaning of the lyrics and everything. But I mean, you can tell me if I'm wrong or not. Intentional, is it like being intentional with what you were doing or like intentional about what you're choosing in your life? Is that what the song is about? Like
It's a
what's the meaning behind that?
That's good. I like your interpretation, but as you said, it really is up to interpretation, however the song, because we all experience music in different ways. Whatever you feel, it's how you feel. Um, this song is particularly about in everything that we do, we need to be intentional, and in every choice that we make, we need to strive to make the right choice. Sometimes we don't. That's okay as well because we're not perfect individuals. Particularly, you said it right. In everything, when you make a choice, you need to be intentional, and it's good to observe and take a back seat and see what's the best step to take. But this song when it came out, it was in during the start of the pandemic, not understanding what was
Mm.
going on, feeling like, everything is on standby and wanting to move forward,
Mm.
but also knowing that we have to wait a little bit longer for, for things to happen, I felt like nothing was moving on, nothing was moving forward, in terms of my personal life in that sense. So I just wanted to kind
Yeah.
of like put the message into the universe, like, you know, anything that I choose to do from now on, it's going to be intentional. It is intentional. It's not by chance. It's happened because I've chosen it and I wanted it to happen. And anything that happens out of my control, that is really okay as well. Because,
Mm.
I don't really have a choice in that matter, really.
Was it hard writing intentional during the pandemic? Because I'm guessing you wrote this while like at home in a lockdown. So was it like quite hard to like write a song during a pandemic?
Um, no, had a lot of time. Had a lot of time. I wanted to shoot a music video for it, but never got around to doing it because obviously it was during the pandemic and a lot of things were closed down. So just thought to just do a quick lyric video to it, which did really well. Surprisingly, people liked it.
Mm.
So I'm really happy about that. Um, I didn't really. It wasn't really bothered to me if I did or not. But the lyrics came easy. Yeah.
So your last song, which is what I love, You Are Me. I
Mm,
love, by the way, I love the cover of you in it.
mm,
Like it's your face and like you're all covered in like a milk bath kind of thing.
mm,
I love that. I thought that was so artistic, and I thought that's just like, oh, this just. I feel like it just captures Shamim. Like it's you, and I love the song as well. You Are Me.
mm,
But when I first saw the song and the lyrics, I didn't understand what it was talking about.
mm.
So what is this? What are you singing about in You Are Me?
So literally, the lyrics are the lyrics are an embodiment of the title. You are me. Literally, it means I'm talking about love. I'm talking about um, my passion for this person. I'm talking about he gives me that burning feeling. He's the male version of me, and I am the female
Mm.
version of him. So hence, you are me. Like, have you ever met people where you connect so much spiritually that you feel like we could be friends for a very long time, for a lifetime, and you actually do become really good friends because you connect. You don't really find that much connection with people these days, or ever. I'm not sure, but to connect with someone on that deep level, it feels like you're the same person. So literally, that's what the song is about. Expressing my love for that person, expressing my intentions, expressing my I'm just telling this person I'm liking how you're making me feel.
Mm.
So
Oh,
yeah,
so it's quite a romantic
it
song, you would
is. It's
say.
a very in love type of song, and yeah, that was my energy with it. And obviously, the visuals had to definitely give. It had to give.
Yes. Oh God, your music videos we will get into later on in the podcast, but
Mm,
I just love how much effort you put into it.
mm,
Like it wasn't just like you just threw something on and then just called it a day, but you like I can tell that you actually thought about it. You thought about the hair, the makeup, the outfits, the location, the people that's going to be featured in it. Like I can tell that you've thought about this through, or you've collaborated with someone and you guys just put your ideas together to make it in a way that you really love.
yeah,
And I think that's amazing because obviously that shows that you put so much dedication and commitment into it.
exactly.
So, which I feel like not a lot of people do because they already have like, I don't know, a massive team who just does it all for them. But I feel like you were very, very much involved. I don't know
Mm,
why I get that energy from all of them,
mm,
but we will get into those music videos very, very soon. But I want to ask, when you write your songs, do you get into like this emotional state? Because I feel like three of your songs are, very meaningful. Are
mm,
they like all different emotions of you when you were going through it? Was it about a certain area or part of your
mm.
life that kind of inspired you to write it?
I definitely think that my music is coming from a place of transparency, honesty, and it's important for me to connect with my supporters in that way. Definitely, every song is me in a different mind frame, in a different space, um, in a different, energy. And I like to definitely portray that in what I say and in the feel, the beat, everything. Everything matters in that sense, I guess. Um, yeah, so definitely every song is definitely different, and I can't wait for people to hear more because
Mm.
I want everything to be different as well. I don't want everything to be the same every time.
Do you have help writing those lyrics, or is it all by you? Like, do you have a co-writer to like tell you, okay, maybe change this sentence, or like, oh, this sentence sounds really good, let's keep that in? Like, do you have someone to check you when you're writing your
I
lyrics?
wish I did.
Oh.
No, seriously, I wish I did. It's the most difficult thing to write a song. Because you have to definitely tap into your poetic side, tap into your English teacher side. In school,
Yeah.
how they used to tell us things about similes and talked about metaphors and stuff. So with music, you really have to be artistic with it, um, because it's important to write good lyrics. But definitely, I wish I had someone that helped me, but I don't, and that's fine too. I'm good with words. I'd like to think so. I'm fine with just writing, by myself. I write my stuff, and I'm happy, and I'm
Mm,
proud that I do, and I can't wait for people to hear more stuff that I write. But as time goes on, I hope to get a bit of help in that because two heads are
mhm,
better than one. So
mhm.
yeah.
As you grow bigger and bigger and bigger in time, I'm very sure, who would you love to collaborate with? And this can be anyone, big, small, like who is your dream collaboration?
I don't have one.
Okay.
I don't I
Okay.
don't have one. No, I don't. Not yet anyway. I hope my mind changes, but right now I don't really have one. But I would say one person that I really like at the moment is Adele. I really like Adele. I love Adele.
Just her songs are very emotional as well, but some of them are can be quite upbeat. I
Mm,
don't know if you heard some of them, but
yeah.
they can be really like upbeat and emotional at the same time.
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay, so I'm gonna go back to your music videos.
Right.
So we know that you put so much effort into them. You look amazing. Everyone looks amazing. The video looks amazing. Talk me through it. Like, did you come up with the idea of the videos yourself, like the concept? Did you choose the location or did someone else choose the location? What was like the behind the scenes and the planning stage of making these music videos?
So in terms of planning music videos, you need to definitely set up a group meeting, set that up and discuss, the ideas that you have and collaborate with your team and everyone. Obviously, everyone has different ideas and everyone brings different, concepts to the table. So we have to kind of figure out what's working and what's not working. So that's how we work together. That's why I need a team of creatives, a video director, um, you have the hairstylist, you have the designer, you have the visual director. So we all work together to come up with a solid, and we have to be happy with everything. Um, so yeah, it's not really a difficult thing to do. It's just as a creative person, you already know you already pictured what you like to see, and bringing the ideas to life is the most exciting thing at the end of the day, because you have it down on paper, but in practice, it's literally the most satisfying thing. Let's not forget about the long hours. That's the most tiring part. But once everything has been edited and you see the final thing visually, translating that from paper to, your screens, YouTube, and, your phones and everything. And that's amazing. It makes me happy. It makes me happy every time. I'm always looking forward to working on a new project because, ah, yeah, it's definitely a long experience. It's tiring, but it's worth it.
So how long does it actually take to make one music video? Because it sounds like, a long time, but if you were to estimate it,
I mean,
how long is it to make one?
it's all about facilities, really. Let's be honest. If you have
Mm,
what you need, it could take one day, a few hours, 16 hours, the whole day, or it could take in a space of, if you need to shoot in 4 days, 2 months, or a month. It could take as long as you want it to. It's really up to you. If you've got the facilities to do it, if you've got everything set into place, you've got the location. It's about money. Independent artists, that's literally the only thing that lets us down is, capital. We
mm,
everything is on us, so we have to definitely figure out how things are going to work, and we have to, be on budget. But as I said, it
mm,
depends. If you've got the budget, you can go big or go home. And if you're literally
yeah,
on budget, you really have to work towards not overspending, because you have to think about, a lot of things, and a lot is on you. So you don't really have anybody backing you but yourself. That's that,
yeah,
that's why it makes it even more worth it when you see that beautiful, amazing sceneries and visuals at the end of the day, and you're proud because you and your team definitely who believe in you, at that, and they are there for good intention. That's what's the most important.
yeah.
But yeah, it does take a long
So,
time.
oh yeah, I can imagine. So it really just depends on facilities and money, and I guess people's availabilities as well.
Hmm.
Because like you want your team to be available to work as well. So is that like a big difference between independent artists to artists who are signed to an agency, if that makes sense? So I'm guessing like if an artist in an agency, if they want to make a music video, the agency would pay for their music video to like set it up. Is that right?
So if you're assigned to a record label, definitely they provide you with all of that, so you don't have to worry about it. We have to be concerned about showing up and shooting a music video, um, literally, which is amazing. But also, that has its also, there's always good side and bad side of things. The only bad side about my way of doing things as an independent artist is it takes longer, and also it requires, money. But in the end, I'm proud because we did it, and we didn't rely on anybody else, and we did it our way.
In the future, would you ever want to be signed to a record label, or would you like to stay as an independent artist and stay strong as by yourself? Or is there like pros and cons to both? Like what do you see yourself in the future where your position is?
So I don't know how I feel about it right now. I can't really give you a straight answer, but right now things are okay, I
Mm,
guess. In terms of being signed, who would want to say no to that if it's giving you a great opportunity to market your music worldwide? So you really have to think about
mm.
it, in a logical sense. So yes, if the opportunity came my way, I would. It would have to make sense though. I'm not signing these crazy record labels where you don't really it's working against you instead of for you, you know.
Is there like a dream record label if they were to come and offer you, an opportunity? Do you have like a dream record label that you would love to be signed to, or you haven't thought about that yet?
I haven't thought about it because I don't really think I'm in a position to even think about it quite yet. So my mind's not there. No, and I haven't researched any record labels because
Mm.
the way they are presenting record labels, especially on social media, looks scary. Like, whoa. Um, but I'm good right now. But it's a potential. It's something I would want to explore in the future.
What are some of your favorite moments as an independent artist? Like, what is your favorite part of your musical journey so far?
Working with the people that I get on so well with. Oh my goodness, I couldn't imagine. We have such a good time on set. Long hours, but we still manage. No, I mean, apart from everybody, like we shot a last video that we shot, we finished it at like 3 a.m. in the morning, and
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
we'd started at 3 p.m. in the evening, in the afternoon.
Oh my
Long,
gosh.
yes, we had to because otherwise we would have had like little sections of half days of shooting, and it's time consuming. People have things to do. We don't want to
Yeah.
be
Oh my gosh.
around waiting to shoot a music video.
What are some of the lessons that you've learned so far? Obviously, we talked about your challenges and everything, but
Mm.
besides all of that, what are kind of like the general lessons that you've learned from yourself from this journey and that you can carry on for your career?
Keeping up the hard work and the strive, the passion, the motivation, because it's so hard to sometimes feel discouraged because you're just questioning yourself, what am I doing? Is this going anywhere? Is this worth doing? You have moments of doubt, and yeah, you have weak moments basically, but you just have to strive through and just know nothing good comes easy. You have to be realistic as well. You can't really
Mm,
set
mm.
yourself unattainable goals. As an independent artist, I am limited, but also, I have a whole lot of what do you call it? I have I have also freedom to do whatever I want.
Mm.
The only limitations is, money.
So, on days when you feel like, with your music career as an independent artist, you're quite limited with finance and facilities and everything like that. So, how do you deal on days where you feel down or like where you feel demotivated or you feel like, oh, how long can I go doing this? Do you know what I mean? Just
Mm.
like days where you just kind of lose hope a little bit. So, how do you pick yourself up to tell yourself to carry on?
First of all, I never let that thought to even discourage me, because at the end of the day, I have two hands, two legs. I have a very strong mind, and God blessed me with intelligence. Thank God. I think you can make money. That's not the issue. Even if it's a limiting kind of aspect, in a sense where you would like to do a lot, but it requires you for you to pay a lot too. So you really have to think about what is most important. So no, I think what you can do and what you can't, just don't stress yourself out about it, because it doesn't make sense to stress over something that you can't do anything about. It's out of your control.
Mm,
Use the
mm,
means,
mm.
use the means that you have right now to support your dream. Whatever you have is good enough. That is what I have to say about that. I don't think I don't think you should ever worry about things you don't have. It's unimportant. Use what you have. If you have £10
Mm.
in your account, you have to budget that accordingly and move
Mm.
on. That's it. If we're specifically talking about the limitations of finances, yeah, that's what I would say. Don't let not having something, stop you from going ahead to chase what you want anyway. Do it.
Yeah, make it happen no matter what
No matter what,
position you're in.
exactly. Put yourself in a winning position. Don't put yourself in a losing position, because you can't say I can't do this because I don't have this. No, because you don't have it is the reason why you should do it. Then you can have it. You know.
Mm.
Don't look at the glass half empty in that sense. Or always have that kind of optimism in you, no matter what. It looks very difficult and unattainable, but I'm still gonna go and try and fail, and perhaps try again and fail, but eventually I'm gonna get it, because practice
Yes,
makes
yes, you will.
perfect.
So, what are your future plans? Are you working on something at the moment? Are you planning it? Like, what's in for Shamim?
Oh my goodness, a lot, a lot. So right now I'm working on my EP. It's coming out hopefully by this year, by the grace of God. Anything can happen, but that is my goal. That is what I'm working on at the moment, and I'm working on this music video very soon to be out. Yeah, so let's hope everything works out in my favor, and nothing
Mm.
goes, against me.
So just to explain a little bit, like what is an EP to those who are listening and they're not in the music industry and they don't know what it is. So could you
Mm,
explain what an EP
right.
is?
So an EP contains, between 1 to 5 to 7 songs. So it can't just be
Okay.
one because that would be a single. But what I mean is, it has to be one, two, three, four, 5 or 7 songs.
Hmm.
So that's like a quarter version of an album, because albums you could have as many songs as you want on it. Obviously, some people have 22 songs on an album, but the most I've seen on an album is 23 songs. Anything more than, personally, 12 songs is a bit too much. People lose interest, but 12 to 14 songs is fine. But yeah, EP has one from three actually to 7 songs. So yeah, that's an EP.
Okay.
But mine would potentially probably have 5 songs on there. A collection of my feelings and emotions and vulnerabilities, and I hope people appreciate it.
Yeah. Oh, well, I can't wait to hear it. Just to see more side of you and your vulnerabilities. I think it takes a lot of strength for someone to show their vulnerability, especially through their music or their art or their videos or whatever it is, or books
Mm,
even. So I want to know, what advice would you give to other artists who are looking to start their music career? Let's say, like, I don't know, someone who is a music student who would love to be a singer just like you. So what advice would you give them?
yes, I'm also on my journey, so I'm not where I want to be at all. But what I would say is, just do it, really. Just focus, just do it, just be determined and have the desire for hard work. Don't give up. Um, yes, you will have moments where you question yourself. Is this worth it? Can I do this? What am I doing? But, remember, if you love it and you want to do it, just do it.
Well, I love that advice. It's very realistic as well. And you are right. Just get started, because I think a lot of people will just ponder on the idea but never actually go out and do it themselves. So they kind
Mm,
of have this dream, but it never turns into action. So even if you lack facilities or money, if you really want it, you would eventually find the way to it. So I love the messaging. I love that
exactly.
you're being realistic with everything. So I love this. So we're going to end this podcast right here. Shamim, thank you so much for taking the time of your day to come and talk to me about your music career and you and your songs and everything. So it was a pleasure to get to know your music and your journey. So I'm really grateful for this. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. I hope to have more interviews with you in the future when your new songs and your, EP comes out and
Yes,
everything. So I can't wait for that.
absolutely.
Yes. So to everyone at home, if you're watching this or you're listening to this, please go check out Shamim's work. They are all absolutely amazing. The music video and Spotify and everything else. Thank you guys so much for listening in or watching in, and I'll see you in my next
Thank
podcast.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.